Hello to the Enfield County students. Welcome to Friday morning's assembly. My name is Muriel and I am 85 years old, which means I was born in 1926 and I am Miss Foster's grandma. Your mother will have a fit when she knows.
Thank you, Grandma, for that. As she said, welcome to my assembly Friday morning. It is indeed the one on heroes that you've all contributed to over the last couple of weeks. First of all, in this assembly, I'm going to introduce you... Lois!
Hey, Miss Costa. It's the...
Hello, that's me! Hey, Miss Otwali! Hey, Miss Costa! Hey, Miss Evans!
Okay, thank you, bye.
Sorry. My assembly on heroes. Now, first of all, you're going to see my lot, my family. They wanted in on it, so I let them. You're going to see my grandma, my mum, my dad, my brother, my sister-in-law and my two nieces. Sophie, who's 7, and Isabel, who's 2. That's why she kind of shouts at the camera. Then it's going to go on to you lot, who have astounded me with your contributions. They're fantastic, and I'm really, really, really grateful for them. Now, the last clip that you're going to see is of Miss Evans. She's going to wrap the whole thing up, and it's her clip that I really want you to pay attention to. It sums up the whole point, the message of the assembly for me. And I want you to make a note of all the heroes that everybody said, because not one person picked someone that did something nasty. Everybody picked someone that does something fantastic for somebody else. So that's the whole point of the assembly. Enjoy.
Say it louder.
Peppa Pig! Barbie.
Batman.
Elizabeth Bennet.
One of my heroes is the character played by Liam Neeson in the film Taken.
Why?
Because he does what every father in the land would love to be able to do.
One of my many heroes would be my sister-in-law. I was young, 22, just very recently married and emigrated to South Africa. I'd left my family, the town I grew up in, my job, didn't know a soul, and she was living out there already and she helped. I just can't say how kind she was and how generous with her time and how she eased the transition of moving countries. Nothing was too much trouble for her. And it just made me realise how much better and how much nicer the world would be if everybody was like that. She was, and it still is, a virtual role model. And that's why my daughter was named after her.
Say it now.
Oh, say it now.
Yeah.
I would say that I haven't one favourite person that I would, but a group of Spitfire pilots in the last war, because they saved this country from losing the war. And the Prime Minister at the time, Churchill, said, and it's a famous speech, "Never has so much been owed by so many to so few." And it's really very true, because their life expectancy was very, very short. They were lucky if they survived.
So the Spitfire pilots of World War II.
The Spitfire pilots of World War II. Because they were vastly outnumbered by the enemy.
My hero is Thomas Hardy because he was the first piece of literature I ever read, and I like the way that he broke social norms in his writing.
My heroes are the soldiers in the British Army.
Superman.
Spider-Man.
My hero is called David Bell. Now I've chosen this particular person because it's someone that I think is amazing. He's not very famous. I didn't just pick him because he's French. I've picked him because I think what he's achieved is amazing. I've got a picture of him here that I always keep in my wallet, and that's David Bell in action. He is the inventor of free running, otherwise called parkour in France. So as a young man in the early 90s, he decided that instead of getting bored and not doing anything, he would invent a new sport, a new discipline, and of course that's inspired me to have a go myself. So I'll show you some pictures. This is me free running in field, okay? As you can see, I jumped over a building, and that's me again free running here in my free time along with many of my colleagues.
One of my heroes is Stephen Fry.
One of my heroes is Lady Gaga because I think that she's really inspirational, and because she's made campaigns for like gay people and for people who get bullied, and I want to be just like her.
Oprah Winfrey. Taylor Swift.
My hero is Dave Grohl.
My hero is Rihanna. My hero is 50 Cent.
One of my heroes is Mary Shelley because she was the young age of 17 when she wrote the classic novel Frankenstein.
Steve Jobs, the late CEO of Apple.
Martin Luther King.
Not many people know this, but one of my heroes is Cheryl Cole because she always sees the good side in everything and she's always fighting. I forgot what the word was.
One of my heroes?
Oh, one of my heroes is Jessie J because she's not your type of average pop star. She's quite down to earth and like real with her fans and stuff.
Channing Tatum, the comedian Evans.
How do I start again, sorry?
One of my heroes is...
One of my heroes is Anne Frank because I can't be... okay.
You start again.
One of my heroes is Anne Frank because she was in a... No, but that just sounds silly. She was in an attic. And
So, why is she really your hero?
because she never saw the bad in anything. Like, she was living in like one of the terrorising things of the era of the century, and she kind of saw the positive of it.
Mon héros, c'est le réalisateur Steven Spielberg.
Not many people know this, but one of my heroes is Paige Casey.
She's not mine.
Adele, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
My heroes are the pizza presenters.
Jessie J. Lily off of YouTube.
The suffragette Emmeline Pankhurst.
I'd say my heroes are my friends Chloe and Yasmin, who lost both their parents but still stay strong for their little sister, and they've still stayed a family. That's it.
One of my heroes is the magician Dynamo. He's absolutely amazing.
My hero is Alison Felix. She's a 400 and 200 metre sprinter.
So one of my heroes is Kate Middleton because with her fame she's done good, and so she helps people, and that's why she's my hero.
My hero is Cher Lloyd because we look the same.
One of my heroes is the TV presenter Kirsty Allsop.
One of my heroes is Mallory Blackman because I think after I read her book Noughts and Crosses, it really, I don't know, inspired me to read more, and she was the first person that I was really, really interested in what they had to say and what their characters did and all of that, and that's why they're my hero.
One of my heroes is Eddie Kidd because he was a stunt motorcyclist and he became brain dead and he's overcome all of his injuries and now he's raising money and did a marathon.
My hero is Sir Alex Ferguson.
We look up to Dolores
from Mr. Pip. I love Superman because he's overall good, he's never bad to anyone, and he's just my hero.
My hero is Ben Carson because basically he is a black male who people didn't think he was very intelligent, and he became one of the leading neurologists in America along the world, and he was the first person to separate Siamese twins, cranial Siamese twins, so he's like my hero, best neurologist ever.
One of my heroes is Steve Jobs because he made my Mac, which I use iMovie for, and I'm able to do my media on, and it's made the world a better place. My hero is Talisa because she's the female boss.
One of our heroes is Demi Lovato. She battled bulimia, being bullied when she was 9, and emotional depression, and had to go into rehab.
After rehab, she got herself back together, and now she's getting back into the music and acting business, and she's raising awareness of bullying and bulimia problems and helping loads of people and teenagers out.
One of my heroes is the actor and singer and activist Paul Robeson. I admire him because not only did he have a fantastic voice, but he was a very talented actor, but he also stood up for what he believed, and it meant in the end that he even had his passport taken away from him because of his activities. Unfortunately, he died in poverty almost, so that's a very sad ending, but I really admire him.
One of my heroes in life is my sister, because she's so successful and she works really hard and she has the motivation which I don't have. So I look up to her and I try and work as hard as she can, as she does.
My hero is William Shakespeare, because when you understand it, or his plays are really good and it understood human nature really well.
Okay, one of my heroes is Galileo, because he developed the telescope.
My hero is a band called the Jackson 5 because they are musical mavericks.
One of my heroes is my grandmother, because she lives by herself now and she's such a true friend. She helps all her friends and she's so selfless. I just love her.
One of our heroes is David Beckham, my granddad.
My hero is Jeff Boonton. He's a famous show jumper and he started off with pretty much nothing and worked his way to the top.
One of my heroes is Bear Grylls, because he was in the army and now he takes his pants off, so runs for his forest.
No, again, you didn't say that.
You said to say that.
Why do you like it?
Because he
One of my heroes is
Bear Grylls, because he used to be in the army and now he travels around everywhere, around the world.
One of my heroes is a man that I've only met once and probably never ever likely to meet again, but it's a case of I met him in a cafe and I was stood next to him in the queue and he said to me, "Could you just keep my spot for me?" And I said, "Yeah, no problem." And I watched him and he left the queue and he headed across the cafe and he approached a lady and he very gently took her coat off and he very gently sat her down and he very gently said to her, "Wait, I'll be back in a moment." And he came back to the queue and he said to me, "Thanks for that." I said, "Yeah, no problem." And he said to me, he said, "That's my wife." He said, "She's got dementia and we've been married 56 years and she hasn't got a clue who I am." And in that moment I just thought what a hero that guy is, looking after his wife, and he dealt with her so tenderly and so lovingly, and yet she's got no idea who he is. And he represents all the heroes, people that work day in, day out, caring for relatives and caring for partners. So he's my hero.